from an entire country wanting to ban one man to the son backing his dad no matter what. Here's how the tennis star Novak Djokovic is reacting to his father getting banned. Let's start with, why do people want the player's dad away from the Australian Open? Ukraine's ambassador to Australia called for his father to be banned too. Why, you ask? Because he posed with a group holding the Russian flag. This incident took place at Melbourne Park after his son's quarterfinal win, which was also over a Russian player, by the way. It gets worse though. One of the men in the video was wearing a t-shirt with the symbol Z. That's an emblem representing support for Russia's invasion of Ukraine. That's just plain bad at this point. The Russian and Belarusian flags were also banned from the tournament. This happened after a Russian flag was waved during the opening round. If you look at this objectively, Djokovic was playing against a Russian, and there's no doubt people are supporting that other guy too. Not everyone's there for the star, contrary to popular belief. And what do people do when they show support for a player or a team? They wave the country's flag. But this ain't no country. That's one person they're supporting. Not everyone's gonna tattoo the name of the player to show support, right? But if I look at it from a political point of view, yeah, it's pretty maddening. Not only were people just offended, the Ukrainian ambassador also called it a disgrace. He said the flag was a symbol of the invasion of Ukraine and called on Tennis Australia to ban Sergej Djokovic for the rest of the tournament. It's unacceptable, he said. There must be sanctions imposed, and that Novak Djokovic needed to clarify his position now. The son got dragged pretty badly too. Cons of being famous: your family causes a problem and there you go, persecuted. And now it's important to ask him his opinion on the situation. Is he supporting Putin? Is he supporting the war in Ukraine? What does he think about his father's support? And that's when his management was contacted for comment. But he didn't say anything on the matter. Though it's clear who he supports, it happened recently that he pledged financial support to a Ukrainian tennis player. That player had joined the fight to protect his country from the Russian invasion. He said, "Thinking of you. Hope all calms down soon," and also offered his financial help and any other help he needed. So it's not crazy to think someone might not be in favor of the same things their families support. After all, everyone's different and can have different opinions. But no matter what, everyone thinks the situation is strange. Even the federal opposition leader Peter Dutton called the incident bizarre because the Russian slaughter continues. And frankly, everyone of goodwill should be discouraging them, not encouraging Putin, unlike some people. So yeah, bizarre it is. And it surely is an issue for Tennis Australia. How should they react? I mean, they've got Russian players too. It's a tricky situation. But the son of the culprit has some other ideas. He called it a misinterpretation. As reported by AFP, the video was posted to a pro-Russian Australian YouTube account on Thursday. The Serbian star's father faced severe backlash from Ukraine supporters. Duh, but the tennis star has his dad's back. He said it was unfortunate to see the misinterpretation of what escalated to such a high level. It got to him, of course, and he wasn't aware of it until later. Then, of course, he wasn't pleased to see how things had been blown out of proportion. He said his father and his whole family have been through several wars, and that they're always against the war. They'd never support any violence. He said his father had been greeting fans outside Rod Laver Arena. He does that after every match he played to thank them for their support. And apparently, the photo was taken when he was just passing through. Unfortunately, some media interpreted it the wrong way because that's what they like to do. They reported that he said in Serbian, "Long live Russia." Djokovic hopes that people will understand there was absolutely no intention to support the war or any kind of war initiative. That's exactly what Djokovic Sr. has been saying as well, and this time, he also decided to chime in. He wasn't able to be courtside for his son's Australian Open semifinal, of course, thanks to the pro-Putin demonstration. It's become such a big scandal that the police were involved. and they detained 4 men outside Rod Laver Arena. After Djokovic's win, everyone involved in it was shocked and had no idea what to do, especially Tennis Australia, as I mentioned previously, who have now shown they're not going to pretend like nothing happened. Srdjan sat out his son's semi-final, and when things got this bad, he released a statement. He said he was only here to support his son and had no intention of causing such headlines or disruption. He was outside with Novak's fans, as he's done after all his son's matches, to, celebrate. Whatever the guy's stance may be about war, he sure does love his son and always comes to all his games to support him. If only everyone had dads like him. Wouldn't the world be a better place? With lesser therapy sessions? Without the pro-Putin stance, of course. No one wants a fascist for a dad. But Djokovic's dad isn't one. He was just there to celebrate his son's wins and take pictures with the fans. He had no intention of being caught up in all the hoopla. He said his family's lived through the horror of war like his son cleared up, and he wishes only for peace. So, to make sure there wasn't any disruption for his son or any other player, he decided to watch the match from home. He wished for a great match and cheered for his son, as always. His statement also said Novak didn't wish to make any comments, but the son did that later, coming to his father's defense, who was being eaten alive by the media and everyone else, because, according to 9 commentator Sam Smith, Novak was devastated by the images, as were many other people. They also came up with their own opinions and beliefs. Former Aussie tennis star Sam Groth tweeted too, and said that acts of incitement have no place in their state, and no place at their major events. The Australian Open has to be a welcoming, safe, and inclusive event for all, and not an opportunity to show a harmful and offensive agenda, or intentionally intimidate others. He also said that Melbourne and Victoria are on the world stage, and their reputation as a major events capital was on the line because of this drama. So yeah, it's not good enough for the state government to avoid their responsibility, and the government and event organizers must explain what they're doing to make sure this doesn't happen again. Even former Ukrainian tennis star Alexander Dolgopolov jumped in. He called for all those Russian supporters, including Djokovic's dad, being banned over the drama. "It's disgusting," he said. "Politics should be kept out of sports, and that those people have no business being in tennis tournaments. Even Djokovic's father, if he's gonna openly praise a genocidal regime." Well, that's it from Djokovic reacting to his dad getting banned. Was it just innocent support for his son, or something more sinister? See you all in the next video.